water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the brown boy Wonder, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the podcasting world needed him the most, he vanished. 100 years passed, and my brother and I discovered the new brown boy Wonder, an airbender named Abrar. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Abrar can save the podcasting world.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Guys, we are now in the last 3 episodes of season 1 of Avatar, The Last Airbender. And we're going to cover episodes 18 through 20. This is the end of season 1, and it's pretty good. Like Larry Davis said. Let me bring in my guest here. He's been here, done that with Avatar. We're talking about with Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Are you sad that his show is gonna be gone? Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I haven't watched Curb, any like modern Curb. I probably should, and I will, I'm sure, one day.
Oh,
But I like Larry David.
he's a cool guy.
I like
he's kinda
JB
old.
Smoove.
JB Smooth is good, and I think the 2 other cast members passed away as well too. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, what's his name?
um,
Super Dave. I don't remember what his name is.
uh,
He died a couple of years back, and then Richard Lewis just died.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
it's sad to see.
I'm guessing that's probably it for that show. But we're talking about Avatar here. Episode 18. The Waterbending Master.
You
All right, man.
just start us off by saying like, "Oh yeah, these comedians, they're dead." All right, let's on to the show.
Yeah, bad transition. I'm so sorry because
This is the finale, man. You get it together.
all right. Yeah. So the Waterbending Master. The gang is finally at the Northern Water Tribe.
The North Pole. What are your impressions of the North Pole? How it looks? Did you like it?
I like it. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings. 2 towers. Helm's Deep.
The city itself reminds you of that. I know that the battle finale reminds you of it, but like the city with like the rivers through it and all the houses made of ice and stuff.
Okay, bad example. It reminds me of Rohan, but under ice.
Okay. All right. We'll let that one go. Yeah, it's really cool seeing how, we start our journey in the South Pole, make it all the way to the North Pole, and then Sokka and Katara can finally be like, "Oh man, our house sucks. Our village is terrible."
Yeah. We see Uncle Aro singing. That's probably my favorite part of this episode.
Yeah, Uncle Iroh's real good.
He's singing the song 4 Seasons, and that comes into play eventually. But you see Sokka and Princess
Yue.
Sokka really likes Yue.
They hit it off pretty good.
Pretty good. Hopefully I want them to be together at this point of this episode.
Yeah. You think
and
that'll all work out well?
We'll see. We do see a sleeveless Zuko here.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. It's always good. You're jumping all around. I don't know. You're like Zuko.
But you go ahead. You started us with something.
All right. Well, big thing obviously is we finally get to the North Pole, as we said. They basically go straight to an audience with the dude in charge. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm the Avatar," and they're like, "All right, well, let's throw a big feast." And then he's like, "We need a master," and then he's like, "This guy's the master. He's like the best waterbender we got. He'll teach you." And then, um, where the trouble of this episode comes in is they go Katara and Aang go to train with this man who has a name who I don't remember.
His name is Paku.
Paku. Yeah, Master Paku, that's right. Uh they go and then he's like, "Oh no. You don't understand. I don't teach girls how to fight." And
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh."
That's not good.
Um now, okay, number 1, right off the bat. Yeah, that's bad. Just teach the girls how to fight because when something happens, like, I don't know, maybe in the next episode, then you'll have more people to fight. Like, even
Yeah.
if you set aside like progression and being a good society that allows, healthy gender norms, um if you get invaded and you won't let the women fight, then that's just not very smart. uh but
Yeah, he
that
has these
aside,
he has these like sexist customs in the water
yeah,
tribe.
but that aside, uh Katara chooses now to stand on business, as she does. She's been
Yeah.
known to stand on business before.
Oh yeah.
And Aang is just like, I'm caught in the middle of this. I maintain that, yes, Katara, you are correct. They should let you train. They should let you fight. You should be allowed to waterbend. But we only have until summer.
Yeah.
Now might not be the time to mess around and potentially get Aang kicked out of waterbending class. Because he's like, "All right, Avatar, we'll train you." And then at night, Aang's like, "All right, well, Katara, I'll show you what I learned." And they start doing stuff, and Paku immediately finds out.
Oh, they got caught.
He's like, "You banished, expelled, get out, go." And then it all comes to a head when Katara's like, "You know what? You know what? You won't let Aang train." I think that, yeah, they like make Katara apologize. The chief of the water tribe. He's like, "You gotta apologize to this guy." And she's like, "You know what? Fight me instead." As I said, standing on business.
Yes.
She says, "Cash me outside. How about that?" And then she goes outside, and Paku comes outside. He's like, "I'm not gonna fight a little girl." And then she like water whips him, and he's like, "All right, bet." And then it's on from there. He squares up, and let me tell you, Tara pulls out some really impressive moves, stuff we didn't know Katara could do. She still gets her ass kicked.
Yeah.
She is dismantled here.
Yeah, it's not it's more of like a teachable moment.
Yeah, she, as the Iron Sheik says, she was humbled.
Yeah. um well, when that's happening in the Fire Nation side, you see was it Zhao trying to kill Zuko?
Yeah, so Zhao, he showed up and he was like, "I'm conscripting your crew. Your crew's mine now. Zuko, go away."
Yeah.
You're like, "Fuck off." And Zuko is sad. And then yeah, so
He hi-
Zuko's lost his crew. Iroh's like, "Well, it's just you and me, nephew. I'm gonna go for a little stroll." And then what happens, bro? What happens when those pirates that you said would help Aang be
I
good
mean,
guys in the future?
they're kind of helping Aang
Are
at this.
they?
Are they kind of indirectly. So they plan to. kill Zuko by blowing up his ship?
They blow his ass up.
Did Uncle Iroh saw the whole thing when he saw that ship, or was he somewhere else?
He was out. He was going for his little walk, doing his little Uncle Iroh stuff, and then he came back and he saw it exploded, and he seemingly believes that Zuko has been
Yeah,
toasted.
he's wasted.
And then what he does from there is he goes to Zhao and he's like, "I've got nowhere else to go. I will not fight, but I'll consult your invasion to the North Pole." And Zhao's like, "All right, cool. You're gonna see me do some cool shit."
Yep, and Iroh accepts Zhao's offer to be the general,
Yeah,
but we realize that Zuko is still alive.
yeah. And Iroh seemingly only took like the general position to help Zuko get on the inside.
Yeah,
Like, this guy's officially trying to kill us. He's taking our crew. We gotta do some stuff here. So now Zuko, who like Muppets Christmas Carol, Zuko, who did not die, is now disguised under Zhao's ship.
yeah, he's like
And
one of the Fire Nation. He's wearing like a Fire Nation outfit.
we know that they're all
Um,
headed to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Going back
th-
to
yes.
Katara fight, she gets her ass kicked, but then we
Yeah.
learn that because Paku sees the necklace, which we learn was an engagement necklace that was given to Gran by somebody, and we learned that
Yeah.
Paku was that somebody. He's like,
Oh.
I asked a girl to marry me, and she went to the other side of the planet.
Yeah, I didn't know Paku had that dog in him, or he had that game.
Well, he didn't because she left.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
true.
hurts, but it's true.
Yeah.
um, so, it's funny because the whole sexism, which I guess we could tie back like the blatant sexism of the Water Tribe is just what Sokka was doing earlier, like at the very beginning of the season. Like, I guess the Water Tribe just has messed up values.
Yeah.
But instead of that sexism being reversed, really, Paku just kind of like falls into this weird sense of nepotism where he's like, "Oh, you're the granddaughter of the woman I loved. All right, I'll teach you."
Yep. So they are now in good terms. But back to Sokka. So Princess Yui
Yeah.
really liked Sokka, and
Ooh.
she kissed him.
Ooh.
She kissed him, but Princess Yui is engaged.
Yeah.
Man,
You
oh
hate
man.
you hate to see it.
Yep. And Sokka is so confused.
Yeah. That really does it for this episode, more or less.
Yeah, at the end of the episode, Fire Nation is on the way to the Water Tribe, and that's the end for the Water Tribe, the Water Bending Master episode.
Yep.
But all right, so let's get into the last two episodes here. So episode 19, the
Two-part
Siege.
finale.
Great. This is a great season finale here. Finales. Episode 19, the Siege of the North, Part 1. All right. Sokka. He is trying to, trying to. I don't want to say he's a homewrecker.
All's fair in love and war.
There's war here.
And there's love and war in this episode.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a great children's show.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the Fire Nation is coming, and it reminds me of, like we said before,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, when they had to fight at Helm's Deep.
Now it becomes-
Urukais are coming to, or the Fire Nation coming to the North Tribe, and shit's is about to go down.
we see Sokka like find the the black soot mixed in with the snow, and it's a really like chilling way to be like, oh, they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see all these ships on the horizon, and Aang flies out, and in a really great action sequence, we see Aang like single-handedly take down basically an entire crew of guys, and take a ship out of commission.
Yeah.
Super cool. There's even that guy with like uh, those chain nunchuck hammers. Takes
Mm-hmm.
that guy out, and then he flies off, and he's like, "All right, that's one down." And then he sees there's like thousands of ships. He's like, "Oh, I can't do this."
Yeah, it's literally yeah, it's about 1,000 at least ships there. Um, when the water tribe is coming together, getting ready, we finally get the debut of Yui's fiance, and
Yeah,
and he's a little bit of a jerk or an a-hole, as they
he's an
say.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an as Lexus King said, he's an ass.
Don't reference that.
That's an inside joke. Sorry, guys. He only wants to marry Yui for her wealth, not her.
Yeah, for like social status, so he can like climb the ranks and become like a, I don't know, like a captain or something, just
Yeah.
through marriage. And
Sokka,
Sokka doesn't like that.
not at all. And then I think there's a part in the episode where they're trying to figure out like, oh, they have to disguise as the Fire Nation, and Sokka's like, hey, that's the old style. They don't wear that anymore. They wear something else. And then the fiance's like, yeah, you don't know anything. We'll still do this. Later on, we'll find out the fate of the fiance, but
Yeah, there's a great moment in that same sequence where they're like, "We got to figure out who's leading this army." He's like, "Well, it's Zhao." They're like, "What?" Like, it's Zhao. This is what he looks like. This is what he does. This is him. And they're like, "Oh, you know what? You're in charge."
great for Sokka here. Especially trying to impress the father of Yui.
Yeah. Well, that's what's the coolest thing about Sokka here is like, yeah, he hates this fiance guy, and yeah, he wants to, be with Yue. But all like the stuff that he's doing to impress the leader, he's not trying to impress the leader. He's
Helping
just
out.
helping and trying to like, prepare everyone for this siege. And he knows enough now about the Fire Nation that he's like a genuine help.
Yeah. Great for Sokka here.
He did not grow up in the privilege of these North Pole people.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
They're coddled.
Yeah, sheltered.
Exactly.
On the other side, Zuko, he's trying to get into the main campus here, but he's struggling. But he's got to swim.
Yeah, he prepares to like dive down and try to like swim underneath the capital, like the North Pole city. And
Yeah.
Iroh prepares him. He's like telling him, he's like, your breath can like save your life with the fire down there, and just be careful. He goes down and he like follows these like elephant seal type things.
Yeah.
He yells at them at one point, and they just look at him. It's really great. Yeah, Zuko's going through it. Like, he will not stop. His dedication, like, he almost dies down there.
He almost did, but he got into where they say where the gang is are. The gang is they went to a place. I forgot the place is called where they got to do the spirit world thing.
Yeah, so as the Fire Nation is like attacking, they go into like this secret meadow, basically.
Yeah.
I believe it was. Why did they go there?
I think for Angus to
Oh yeah, because he wanted specifically to contact spiritually.
I think he's trying to like connect the. I remember the image of the yin yang.
Yeah, those are the koi fish.
Koi fish, yeah. So why did he do that?
Yeah, so they go to the spiritual grove because Aang wants to communicate with Roku because he doesn't know how to protect the North Pole,
Right.
basically. And he goes into the spirit world again. But
Yeah,
right as he does, Zuko shows up.
he shows up and Kataro's fighting him, and great battle scene.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Because it's a full moon, right?
Yes.
And so these waterbenders are really powerful right now.
I really like that concept. So the waterbenders gain more power when the moon is out because moon, tides, water.
Mhm.
But the Fire Nation gains more power when the sun is out. Sun, fire. So I really like that concept.
Yeah, that's cool.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so the sun starts to come up, and then Zuko powers up like Superman, and he ends the fight real fast after that,
Yeah, and
and
then
he kidnaps Aang
he kidnaps Aang. He
again.
took Aang. Yep, and then that's they leave a cliffhanger there.
On that side, so Sokka is taken off of the mission because he keeps fighting with the fiance. And
Yeah.
so he's like, Sokka, you're not going to war anymore. And everyone is like, yeah, let's go to war. And then he's like, but sir, I want to go to war. And he's like, no, you have to go kiss my daughter. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And so
You'll definitely do that. And that's how the first part ends there. So
yeah,
19.
the cliffhanger for this one is
Zuko took Aang.
Aang gets
Yeah.
taken by Zuko, yeah.
So leave it. I don't have any interesting facts for this episode, but let's get into the last episode of season 1.
Yes, sir.
Season 1 finale, The Siege of the North, Part 2. So Aang, while Zuko's been taken while Aang is being taken by Zuko, Aang is in the spirit world and he meets Ruku.
Well,
Ruko.
first before he meets Roku, uh he meets this little monkey guy. Do you like this little monkey guy?
I liked him.
I to this day
He was
quote
funny.
the way he says "go away."
Is it? Is he in these episodes more or no?
No, he's not important. He's just a guy. He's just there.
Yeah, he's a guy dressed up as a monkey, or a monkey dressed up as a guy. I don't know. We're in the spirit world. So he meets Aang meets Roku.
Yeah. Uh, and Roku's like, yeah, there's some spirits. There's some spirits that can help, but I don't know where they are. But there is a guy that does know where they are. But he's a big Spider-Man who will steal your face. Poe
Yeah,
the Face Stealer.
the face stealer. Yeah, not a great name, but
Well, that's what he does.
that's what he does. Yeah. We'll get into that. But right now, the Fire Nation is taking over the North Pole. While that's happening, we finally see the Yui's fiance. He's in the Fire Nation ship.
He dies.
He dies. He's trying to run into Zhao. Zhao weaved him, and the fiance went to the water.
Gone. It's funny because when I was watching this episode, I made a point to notice that yeah, he gets taken out real easy here, and we never see him again. He is dead.
Oh man, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I know he was a jerk, but damn.
He was overconfident. He
Yeah.
tried to take out the admiral of the Fire Nation invasion force by himself
Nah, you need help.
in outdated armor.
uh, we figure out Zhao's plans. He wants to get rid of the moon, and that's kind of crazy.
He's gonna kill the moon. He said, I was reading one time and it said that I could kill the moon, and he said, you know what? When I grow up, I'm gonna kill the moon.
That's evil shit right there.
Yeah.
But back to Aang. He finally meets the face stealer, and dude, it's something for it is the face stealer is a spider, something from nightmares.
He's really more of a centipede than a spider.
Mm, yeah, yeah, you can say that.
But
Uh,
yeah, he's a spooky dude, and this part is shot really, really well. I think if you watch this at just the right age as like a kid, then this is
mhm.
something that sticks with you as kind of like a horror for kids moment. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh, this is, especially considering that we've seen, and like we're not just told that he steals faces, he actively shows you the faces he's stolen.
yeah.
And we
That's a
see
creepy
this
part.
like little baboon creature that's just sitting around, and Aang's like, "Hello, little baboon." He turns around, he has no face, and then
Yeah,
Ko shows you the baboon face at one point.
yeah. If Aang makes any types of facial
Em-
expression,
yeah, emotion.
he's gone.
If he emotes at all, his face is gone.
Yeah, so Aang just acts. Uh, he uses his resting bitch face. The entire time, just
Yeah,
looking straight.
and Ko says like, oh, a past avatar tried to kill me because I stole his girlfriend's face. He likes stealing faces. This guy.
Yeah. The centipede was looking away at one point, and then Aang was acting. He was saying something, and then he was being excited, and then the centipede looked at his face, and then Aang had his straight face. So that was a funny part there.
Yeah, the way that how quickly this episode is edited is really good. Uh, like it a lot. Ko
Good.
is a legend. He's very spooky.
Eventually, Aang got some wisdom from that guy, and then Aang returned to his physical body.
Yeah, that he learned that the spirits that he needs help from are the two koi fish that are at
Yes,
the grove where he believes his body should be still, even though it's not,
it's not. It's somewhere
um
in the blizzard.
in the tundra. Uh, yeah, there's the koi fish, the yin and yang, the push and pull, the black and white fish. They control like the moon and the tide, and they can
Yeah,
help defeat the Fire Nation in this fight.
yeah. The moon spirit is now like under the Fire Nation control.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
we we did learn a little bit before this that Princess Yue,
Yeah,
she's you know how they say they got that dog in them?
yeah.
She got that fish in her. She got that fish because when she was a little baby, she was born sickly, dying, dead maybe.
Yeah,
And she was put in this pond with the fish, and the fish gave
her life.
the spirit gave some life to her, and it turned her hair white. And so she's like always had like this close spiritual connection to the moon spirit. And then yeah, now Zhao is rolling up, ready to kill the goddamn moon.
Yeah. He killed the koi fishes too in the pond.
First he scoops him up. Well, I'll say we should clarify that Sokka and Katara and Yue on Appa, they find Aang and take out
Right.
Zuko, kick his ass in the snow really quick. And then they're like, Aang, come on. And Aang's like, we can't leave Zuko to die.
Yeah.
And Sokka's like, oh, word? And then they go back. And yeah, Zhao has found the fish, scoops him up in a little bag, and everything turns red. Super scary.
Not good. Uncle Iroh, he's like he doesn't like what Zhao's doing.
No, he's immediately against it.
Yeah, he's on the right side of history here.
Yes, yes, he is. He threatens him. He says, "Whatever you do to that fish, I will do to you tenfold."
Bam. Let's go, Iroh.
He's the goat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Uh
talking about, baby. That's why he's the goat.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so when Zhao killed the fishes, the whole episode turned black and white. I really like that part.
Oh yeah, the spirit has left the North Pole.
Yeah. Um and then you see throughout the episode when it's black and white, you see when Zuko is fighting Zhao, and when they're using their fire powers, you see the red fire
Yeah,
throughout the episode. So in the black and white,
yeah.
you see, so that
Flashes, flashes
flashes
of
red.
color. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. They're battling, and then Aang's spirit.
yeah. Aang basically says all bets are off and becomes
What do you call that? What do you call him when he's that big?
he became a kaiju.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he goes into the Avatar state and like joins forces with the water spirit, the fish that was
Yeah,
not killed, to become this giant like ocean koi fish kaiju. And he just go so listen, like Aang does not kill people,
no,
but this they fucking killed people.
yeah,
They're dead.
yeah, they kill most of the fleet, or is it
Yeah.
Aang kill most of the fleet there? All right, Aang, I did not know. I did not know you. I don't know you like this,
He's
but
got that fish in him. Yeah, Iroh is looking at the dead fish and he looks at Yue's hair and he's like, "You got that fish in you. You could help him, you know." And then
She's like, yeah, I do.
she's like, "All right, bet." But Sokka's like, "No, I love you." And she's like, "I love you too." Gives him a big kiss and then she becomes the moon.
Yeah, and no, she said something sweet. She said, like, I'm always gonna be there, and she's the moon.
She's the moon. That doesn't get more metal than someone becoming the moon.
No, it's like the scene in Endgame with Hawkeye and Black Widow, where Black Widow's like, I have to die. No, she like fell off a cliff. I
It
forgot.
it it is the same in the sense that a character sacrifices themselves. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Um, but yeah, Yue is gone, but not forgotten.
Yeah.
Uh,
Aang has killed so many Fire Nation people and just like started throwing ships back into the ocean. Like, get out of here.
yeah. I
Uh,
think Zhao, did
well,
he
we
die?
got one more thing to happen is
Yeah.
Zhao's trying to like get away from all this mess. Because I think Iroh scared the shit out of him back there. But then Zuko shows up and says, "Next time you kill me, do it better." And then they have a fight. Zuko wins the fight,
Mhm.
and Aang, in his big fish form, sees this fight, and he's like, "All right, well, I'm all done, but before I leave, I'm gonna take this punk ass with me." Grab Zhao, and then Zuko, being the better man, is like, "Zhao, grab my hand. I'll save you. You won't die." And Zhao says, "Nah, fuck out the way." He dies. He's like, "I'm not taking your dirty ass hand, Prince Zuko." And
Yeah.
he just lets the monster kill him.
Yeah, I mean, Zuko, Aang, they have good morals.
Hmm.
That's the only thing that's related for both of these guys. They have good morals, except for Zhao and the other Fire Nation dudes.
Yeah.
And also Iroh. Iroh has good morals as well. But no, that's it. And then Paku, Pikachu,
Okay.
he gave Katara as like she's like the master now.
Yeah.
He
Well, we did kind of skip that part where after their training, we can assume that they were in the North Pole for like at least a couple weeks, maybe a month or
sure.
so, before this invasion happened. So yeah, Katara got really good at waterbending. Like she basically aced the course.
Yeah.
She is a waterbender now, full on. Whereas Aang was still kind of like relying on his raw talent. He's not done yet. He's not fully cooked as a waterbender. So he's like, Paku's like, listen, y'all got to hit the bricks, but Tara, you have my blessing. You passed. You graduate. You're gonna be Aang's teacher now. So officially, Katara becomes the one whose responsibility it is to complete Aang's waterbending training.
I like that because since episode 1 of season 1, you see Katara willing to learn, trying to become like
Yep.
what she can do, doing her best. Now she is now a master. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, we've seen just in this season alone so much growth where, like you said, Katara gone from student to master. Sokka has gone from like his little fledgling like band of like warriors that were just children in like a little snow fort to like actually like giving commands and telling people how battle plans
Yeah.
during a real invasion. And then Aang doing some real Avatar stuff, spirit world and real world.
Yeah.
Zuko finally like he overcomes the Zhao obstacle. He beats Zhao definitively.
Yeah.
Everybody's come so far, and we're only a third of the way done with the whole show.
Yeah, and they're all kids. We keep forgetting that.
Yeah, they're all kids. I think Zuko's like 16, Tara's like 14, Aang's 12, Sokka's probably like 16 or 15, something like that.
Yeah. Young
Yue's,
Justice.
And Yue's the moon.
Yeah, does she come back or she's just the moon?
She comes back in the sense that you will see the moon sometimes, but no. Other than that, that's it.
Okay. Well,
she's the moon permanent.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the episode, but there's after credits. If there is an after credit of an episode, it'll be this one.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the Fire Nation, you see this girl trying to take over the Fire Nation, and we don't know who that is.
We hear Mark Hamill talking.
Mhm.
Mark Hamill's the Fire Lord. And he's like, Zhao sucks and Zuko sucks. Everyone sucks, but not you. You don't suck. You're going to handle business for me, my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And this is who I was referring to in the Storm episode.
Oh.
Zuko gets burnt. Iroh's there. He looks disgusted, but standing next to Iroh is this girl, and she's smiling.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, that's it for season 1. So when I first started to watch the show, I had no expectations. I was like, it's just a cartoon. But now I'm like, okay, now I get what people are saying. This is a great show.
It's starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it. I understand now. All right.
Unfortunately, the bad news. The bad news is next time we talk about Avatar, we will not be talking about season 2 just yet. Because now that Abrar's seen this season and really enjoyed this season, we are going to, unfortunately, be going back and rewatching the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
The Last Airbender.
Which they could not call Avatar.
Yeah, why didn't?
Because the movie Avatar came out.
Oh, okay, that came out. Okay. So
yeah, the Blue People Avatar.
Yeah, the Blue People Avatar came out in 2009. This one came out like 2011,
2010 or 11. Yeah, one of those.
Why do you think you still call it Avatar?
I don't remember if there was something, or if it's just like a marketing thing, or if they just legally couldn't for some reason.
Or call it Aang, the Last Avatar.
No, because in the movie they pronounced his name wrong.
Oh, really? Okay,
we'll get to that though.
Okay. Wow, this movie already sucks. But okay, we'll know. I seen the movie, but I do not remember at all. So now with this knowledge, I'm going into watching The Last Airbender.
I mean, you've seen like Dragon Ball Evolution, right? So.
Oh, Oh man. Oh boy. That was a what the main actor, I forgot his name, but he apologized when now I think
He made a statement when the creator passed away and
yeah.
said like, "Oh, rest in peace. Sorry our movie sucked." And then everyone was like, "All right, you get a pass."
Yeah. I'm glad he acknowledged it, just like George Clooney acknowledges that Batman Robin is not a great movie.
Well, that's different because George Clooney won't stop acknowledging it, and then he still showed up to cameo as Bruce Wayne in The Flash. So George Clooney doesn't get to say shit.
Okay. Well, shout out to the best Bruce Wayne, George Clooney. But all right, that is it. That is it for this episode. Next time we'll catch you on the
I
Last
really,
Airbender movie.
I really don't think I should let that slide.
What?
All right, you know what? End the episode.
No. Okay. He's not a great Bruce Wayne. All right. That we mentioned that in a different podcast. I think it was the Batman tier list. Check out there. There's a bug in my microphone.
Oh no.
I'm glad it's here now. But let me
Ask the bug where you can find him on social media.
Bug, where can you find on your socials? He's not talking.
Damn.
But what about you, man? What about you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Bugstagram.
Bugstagram, and you can follow this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Of course, I have a Instagram page called Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Just follow me there as well. And yeah, I guess we end this episode with one thing. We'll just say M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
Jacket on, jacket off.
No, let's not bring that.
That's a Shyamalan twist.
Oh.